Hey everyone, how's it going? Rice Ronnie here. I'd like to start off by hoping everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving here in Canada. And yeah, I hope you guys had some wonderful food. I know I certainly did. Yeah, I got pretty lucky because what happens is well, here like every other holiday that we celebrate, we have dinner with my side of the family, and then my wife and I have dinner with my wife's side of the family. So we get two awesome dinners, during Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's awesome. Anyway, so this is a new series that I wanted to start, and it's basically my top fives of random things. And as you can see from the title, this week I wanted to talk about anime. I just recently posted on Facebook like a comprehensive list of all the animes and mangas that I've read and watched, and I kind of like to share them here with you guys here in the comments that you can see my list. And I got a lot of questions, asking like, what's your top five, blah blah, and it's always hard because I've always thought about this too, and I've finally narrowed it down. I think I can say a top five. I'm gonna separate this into two categories though. My top five sports animes, and then I'm gonna say my top five overall. Um, I just felt I needed this distinction because I really, really love these sports animes, but um, just in comparison and like the whole, I feel they don't really match up to other ones, but it's not fair because I don't know. I really love these, especially what I'm trying to get. So I'm making two different categories, and yeah, here they are. So okay, so I'll start off with my top five sports animes. Coming in at number five is going to be Last Inning. It's a manga or anime about baseball. Actually, I'm not sure if there's an anime about it. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, it's a manga about baseball, and the thing I like about this is that like it focuses on the players and the team too, but it's more focused on the coach himself. And this manga reminds me of this one Japanese drama I really like called Great Teacher Onizuka. It's an anime too, but um, yeah, basically where the coach is kind of like the main character, right? In Last Inning, he's kind of like this really smart gambler kind of guy, and he's good at psychology, and he wins games kind of like through skill, but it's also through you see behind like his planning, what plays, what trick plays he makes the players do, and why, and it's kind of cool. It's like a different take on a sports anime that I like, and yeah, this just caught my attention. Okay, so coming in at number four, is an anime called Kuroko no Basket, and this is a basketball manga, and actually the manga just finished kind of recently, it's earlier this year, but anyway, I really like this because like there's just this main cast. Basically, in junior high school, there's this basketball team that just dominated everyone, right? They became known as the generation of miracles, and ever since junior high school, they kind of they decided to split up and not go to the same schools because they were just too good. Right? So anyway, so each one splits off into a different team, and but there's this like phantom sixth player, right? That no one really knows about, and in this manga is basically it's from the perspective of that sixth player, and it's high school now, and he joins a new team, and he goes on, yeah, and they go on to take on the Generation of Miracles, and it's really cool because I like the reason why I like sports animes. I love like the characters, especially in Kuroko no Basket. Like there's a pretty big cast, and it's awesome because yeah, everyone of course has their own like special ability that they can do. But anyway, yeah, it's it's a really good sports manga if you're interested in checking that out. and that comes in at number 4 for me. So, okay, and coming in at number 3 is a manga called Hajime no Ippo. Now this one is about boxing, and it's one of like the longest running animes that I've been reading. They're over 1,000 chapters now, and it's still pretty awesome. Um, so this one, it starts off where the main character, Ippo, he is like a nobody, right? You start off at the very beginning. You see him; he's getting bullied at school. He he's really kind of weak and meek and shy, and he doesn't um, he doesn't fight back or anything. And then on the first episode or chapter, he uh, he gets saved from a really famous boxer. So it's ever since then he looked up to him, and he wants to become stronger. And yeah, the whole manga is just about his journey coming from like a nobody and working his way up to the top. And really, really awesome. Classic. You just want to cheer for the protagonist, and every time he gets better and better, it's great. Um, Coming up with new techniques, kind of thing. I don't know. It's awesome. I really, really enjoy it, and yeah, highly recommend it too for this boxing and anime here. Okay, so now coming in at number 2 is Prince of Tennis. Prince of Tennis, crazy, crazy huge cast. Um, Unlike Hajime no Ippo, where the main character was kind of like a nobody, in Prince of Tennis, the main character starts off being really good off the bat, and he joins this new tennis club, um, and of course there's really good players on there too, some that he can't beat and so on. But um, I really like this anime. Just I think it's because it's kind of like the first sports anime I really got into, and like it was just so well done for me that it really made me want to play tennis myself. That's actually, yeah, that is what got me into tennis. My friend and I both watched this anime and we're like, holy crap, we have to go play tennis right now. And of course, like we tried to imitate the characters and do their special abilities, but that doesn't happen. And but throughout the all, I really like tennis now. I enjoy playing tennis. I enjoy watching tennis. I used to not enjoy watching or playing it at all. But it's thanks to this anime that I was like, holy crap, tennis is awesome. Um, but yeah, anyway, so Princess Tennis, really good, huge cast of characters. Um, it's yeah, and it's recommended because every single character that they bring in, like they have this awesome backstory, and um, when you see like crazy characters, you start like I'm always like, crap, I want to see this really good guy play this really good guy kind of thing. And Prince of Tennis covers most of that. They like know who the favorite characters are, and then they match them up against each other. And yeah, it's really, really entertaining to watch. Yeah, definitely recommend it. So, Prince of Tennis, check that out. Okay, and my number 1 favorite sports anime goes to Eyeshield 21. Eyeshield 21 is a football manga. So the main character, he's more of the meek sort of side like Ippo, but he's super super fast. So like his kind of a little silly background story is that he's super fast because he spent his whole life running away from bullies, right? So running away was what he's always been good at. And then now that he's joined junior high school, I think, yeah, I think it's just junior high. Um, he's looking to kind of improve himself in a way, but yeah, he's really really shy as well. So basically, what Eyeshield 21 is, um, the Eyeshield 21, the number 21 goes to the best running back in of that year, and so Eyeshield 21, what the eye shield is the helmet with this like green visor eye shield that he wears. That kind of protects his identity too, because he's shy, so he dons this helmet and just yeah, so he's able to play to like his best ability because no one knows who he is, and he's not, yeah, he's not scared hiding behind this mask. So I know I went off on a tangent there, but now I can't remember what I was talking about originally. Um, so yeah, Ashio 21, it was this legend of, yeah, the best running back who wore the number 21 and had this visor on and so on. And so now the main character now wants to, try to imitate him, or not really imitate him. Basically, he gets like bullied almost to join the football team because he's really fast and everything. But you see how he grows again, from the beginning to the end, and it's amazing. The cast is pretty big too, and again, all the characters are like hilarious, lovable. Yeah, it's funny. Um, there's like trick plays. There's frick I superpowers, too, in this, and it's just I'm running out of words here to describe how good this is. But Ashes 21, if you like football, if you want something that's amazing, that'll make you laugh and makes you want to cheer for the main character and whatnot, check out this manga. Ashes 21, it's great. So that brings a close here to my top 5 favorite sports animes. Yeah, so there you have it. That's the list. I definitely recommend checking them out, especially if you like those kind of sports or you want to get into a new sport. That's watching this anime or reading a manga is great for that too. Um, so now is my top 5 animes of all time, or mangas. Okay, that I'm going to get into. And this, I don't really have a criteria. Well, this is what I generally like in an anime. I'm more of the fighter, and I like more fighting kind of stuff. So if you have awesome like superpowers, that's a plus. The storyline has to be great. I'm a huge guy like on storyline. I have to like your story, or I probably won't like the anime, even though you have awesome action scenes. Um, Storyline, and then it's gotta be funny. Um, yeah, humor is huge, and then also sad. If you can tug my heartstrings, that's good. And that's kind of the main things, just the things that have the biggest impact on you, kind of thing. This is all just everything together, okay, in this top 5 anime. Um, all right, so anyway, let's just get into it. So coming in at number 5, I've got Samurai Champloo. The reason why it's Samurai Champloo, like, I really, really like the anime, but it has a special place in my heart because this is what kind of started me off on this tangent. Like, when I was young, I watched some stuff like Dragon Ball Z, um, Pokemon and all that, and I don't have that in this list or anything because I watched it when, when I was young. To me, they were just kind of cartoons. I never really saw them as an anime. It's weird. Um, Samurai Champloo though, it was my first anime that I watched where it was Japanese subbed, no, Japanese subbed, Japanese voices and English subbed, right? And so watching that, I don't know, it just changed the way I saw anime, and I was like, wow, this is so cool. Japanese voices are so much cooler for one, because they're like, it's darker and it's they swear and they sound so much cooler. So Japanese yeah, voices is yeah, it just changed the way I kind of thought about anime. And then Samurai Champloo was great, and this just set me off. I needed to go and watch like everything out there. Um, and I love this because yeah, it's got two main characters, well, three main characters, but the two samurais that you see in the picture that I showed, um, their styles are so different. They're both kind of the best in their own little thing, but whereas one is all kind of by the books, all by the rules, the proper technique, one just kind of like freestyles it. Um, and yeah, it's funny. I like the storyline, and yeah, there's great fight scenes. So that's why Samurai Champloo is my number 5. Now, number 4 was a pretty hard pick for me, just because I kind of always knew what my top 3 was. Going through my list again, I was like, yeah, number 1 for sure. 2 and 3, okay. It's kind of hard to decide the order, but I kind of knew what 2 and 3 were. But number 4, decide number 4 is tough because I was like, holy crap! I have this huge list, and there's so many great animes and mangas. But I finally decided, and yeah, I hope you guys aren't disappointed, but it's Naruto. Okay, so Naruto, I describe it as like that's like a sine wave. Okay, it goes up and down, like the whole time. Um, there were parts where I really loved the anime, and then parts I really hated. It just got good, then got bad, then got good, and I was like, what the crap, right? But it always kept me hooked because I was like, there's this hope that's gonna get good again, and actually it does. Naruto, the manga is coming to an end now, so the anime will come to an end too pretty soon here, and it got really good at the end. Like I love it. So yeah, that's why I'm picking Naruto. Yeah, big cast of characters, awesome powers for the all these different ninjas have, and yeah, like great storyline, especially near the end. I was like, holy crap, this is amazing, and awesome fight scenes. Um, for those of you that disagree with me, just go back and look at that picture that I put up of Naruto. Okay, if that picture doesn't just trigger some awesome memories and awesome episodes, then something's wrong with you, and we're not watching the same anime. So yeah, Naruto is my number 4. All right, so like I said, number 3 and number 2 were kind of hard, but I finally decided that the order, and number 3 is going to be the anime Code Geass. Code Geass is because I really like the anime Death Note, and Death Note was all about like psychology. Like there were some supernatural elements in Death Note, but for the most part, it was kind of like smarts versus smarts, and that was the first of its kind for me when I watched it. That was kind of like battle of wits. That was like, wow, this is different. This is really cool. All right. And the main character is just so smart. Same with like the antagonist. I guess I don't really know who's in the right and who's wrong. You can view it as both ways, but anyway, yeah, they're both like really smart, and storyline was awesome. Anyway, and Code Geass to me is basically Death Note, but with mechs and more superpowers. Um, and the mechs part, that fulfills my category of like awesome fight scenes, and then but then you have this battle of the wits part too, and the main character is really smart. I don't want to ruin too much for those of you that haven't seen it, but basically in the first episode, the main character he gets a special power. Sorry, he gets a special power called Gies, and he is able to basically whenever he looks someone in the eye, he's able to kind of take control of their brain for a moment and give them like a command, and they have to do it, right? Like they just have to. It's just mind control for that moment, right? Which is a pretty freaking awesome power. But then, he learns to find out like the limitations of the power, and he can't use the power on the same person twice. Like if you tell, for example, if you tell someone to like, give me all your money right now, right? Uses the power. Next day he sees them, he can't say the same thing. And then, well, he can't tell him to do anything anymore. The power doesn't work on him at all. So there's a little twist to it, which kind of comes into play and bites him in the butt later. But there's that, and then also he throughout the time like he tests, like the power's limits. He mind controls this one guy and tells him to come here every day at a certain time and make a tick on the wall, right? And he's trying to see how long that effect of that power lasts. You know, does it work? Will it work forever? Will he keep coming, you know, every day and make a tick, or you know what happens? Um, so yeah, main character really is really smart in that kind of way. He's yeah a huge strategist. There are like kind of more full scale battles, and like military strategy is huge on my criteria. I guess I forgot to mention that. And Code Geass kind of touches upon those elements. So awesome story, great battle scenes with mechs, battle of wits, and have military strategy. Awesome, awesome anime. I really like the ending. Not to season one. Season one is like the biggest cliffhanger ever. Like of any anime, I swear that I've watched. But season two really ties everything together, and I really enjoyed the ending. So, Code Geass is highly recommended from me here. All right, then coming in at number two is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Um, Full Metal Alchemist. I watched Full Metal Alchemist. It was like my second anime I watched after Samurai Champloo, and I loved it actually. And when I first heard of Brotherhood, I was kind of skeptical. I was like, well, everyone is saying it's better, but there's no way. I loved Full Metal so much, right? Um, so anyway, I forgot. It took me a while, but I eventually started watching it, and the first 12 episodes very much started off the same. I was like, what the crap is this the exact same? There's some things different, um, but then all of a sudden, like, there's this crazy jump, like, so for those who don't know, like Full Metal Alchemist, um, it followed the manga for a certain part, and then it just kind of went off on its own, and the storyline didn't really make sense. You know, now I think back to it, like it made sense when I was watching it. I was just kind of like, you know, wow, this is kind of cool. But then after watching Brotherhood, it's like, holy crap, the manga was so much better. I wish I read the manga, because Brotherhood basically follows the manga, and yeah, the battle scenes were amazing, and it's like an anime of science, right? Like there's supernatural abilities and stuff and magic, of course, but it goes on this principles that you know you can't gain something for nothing. You have to trade something of equivalent value, and this equivalent exchange kind of theory carries on throughout. And yeah, it's great storyline. And for me, I really have to highlight like the fighting scenes. There's this one character on here, a homunculus named Wrath. You don't really need to worry about what those words meant, but basically there's a character named Wrath, and he is like the most BS guy ever. He's a one man army, but um, really really awesome. Watching the fight scenes, storyline is great, and this is probably like my favorite ending of any anime that I've watched or any manga that I've read. Um, yeah, the ending it was like you know, it really hit you. Like I can't believe it's over. I wish there was more, and it was just I don't know. It was just this finality to it that was so good, and yeah, highly recommended. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Watch it, and you will like it. Like I don't know any person that has ever watched Brotherhood and been like, you know, yeah, that was alright. But you know, everyone liked it. I think if you're looking for something new and something that you will like, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is the one. Okay, so let's bring it in here. My number one favorite anime and manga of all time. And well, actually, most of you that know me kind of know this already anyway, but it is One Piece. And for those of you that watch the English version and you're thinking I'm like crazy, watch the Japanese version. And for those of you that watch the Japanese version and don't know what I'm talking about, yeah, you're crazy. Just kidding. Well, okay, everyone gets hit a different way, of course, by different things we watch and so on. And One Piece just hit every right chord with me. You know how I described Naruto as like a sine wave, right? One Piece is just like it's just this incline that just goes up. I admit it started off kind of childish. I was like, okay, this main character, he's goofy, kind of dumb, and he wants to be, the pirate king, the best pirate in the world, and find One Piece, which is this treasure that this legendary pirate hid on an island, right? So he sets out on an adventure to find One Piece, and he picks up some crewmates along the way, blah blah. And so the storyline starts off pretty simple in nature, but it gets so complex. Like One Piece is probably it's got the best storyline like out of any anime manga. Like I think personally that One Piece has the best storyline. It gets so deep. Um, I don't even know like all the plot twists that happen and how all these crazy people are interconnected. Like it's just amazing how Oda set everything up. Amazing, amazing author, and yeah, One Piece storyline huge. Then the fight scenes are amazing too, especially like later on when he kind of expands and gets more power. Yeah, the fight scenes are just awesome. Just every fight scene. There's also a swordsman in there named Zoro. Yeah, I know Zoro. Anyway, he fights with three swords. The first time I've seen someone fight with three swords. Um, and his battles are really, really good. Like whenever they get, matched up into their like respective bad guys that they have to beat. Like I always look forward to Zoro's fights, and then of course Luffy's fights are just so awesome. Like fight scenes, awesome. If you're looking for an anime with awesome fight scenes, One Piece is something to go to and look forward to. Then One Piece is also probably the funniest anime I've ever watched. Like One Piece, watching One Piece, I have laughed out loud. Actually, like most times, out of like any other anime. Some are like funny, but when you're watching it on your own, you kind of chuckle to yourself and whatnot. But with One Piece, I actually laughed out loud, and I was like, "Holy crap! Like this is freaking hilarious!" Um, so One Piece is the funniest anime I've ever watched. And then jumping the other way though, it's also the saddest anime I've ever watched. Well, not okay. Well, there were certain points throughout One Piece that has really, really like hit me deep. Um, when you learn some of the characters' background stories, yeah, their storylines, I cried during one for sure, and then I love another person's like I teared up. Like they're I don't know, Oda is just he's a genius. He's able to just like hit so many different emotions in me. Um, and actually, that goes throughout. I thought after learning everyone's storylines, that might stop, but then there's this part later where they lose like a really close friend kind of thing, and actually, okay, there's just several instances later. Anyway, that just brought me to tears again, and once I actually, like really cried, like wah, like I was just baby, like it's crazy. So One Piece, the saddest anime ever, funniest anime ever, best storyline, and awesome, awesome fight scenes. It's just all comes together in this one great freaking package. And yeah, so One Piece is my favorite anime of all time. And so that brings this week's episode of my top five to a close. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope many of you agree with the choices that I picked. And yeah, I hope that some of you guys go check these out because they mean a lot to me, but I think they'll also mean a lot to you because they're just so awesome. If you're looking for something to watch, something different other than like a TV show, something, or if you ever thought about getting into anime, then yeah, why not check out some of these? So once again, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Have a good one.